drop off the living Southern High Queen. And enjoy. Rika? Does she have? She has money. We'll steal her money. So has a mated polar. Let's go, guys. Welcome back, Battleborn. Welcome. Okay, up we go. Okay, so I believe I have so I have king. Ruka has her. Take that, Southern Hive Queen. Alright. Very nice. Okay, so we need to now return to AdMax so we can pick up some new gear. We'll just head over to Kat, who's currently doing stuff. Okay, so we can just move these right on over. Because we want to homogenize our gear kit to be the best stuff that we got. Okay, that one's masterwork. We have some extra chain shirts in there that are probably high quality, maybe some masterworks. We have some specialist crab armor. So very soon we are going to have everyone kitted out, which is going to be nice. Specialist and specialist. Not too bad. Alright, Cat's off doing his thing again. Let's see. Ben, you have masterwork, specialist. You have a masterwork. Alright, you guys, let's have you all go here. Can you imagine outfitting Estado with like super armor like what we're wearing? Let's see. The Holy Nation. Huge bounty. We have a bounty in this expires in 281 hours. That's actually not that long. 72 hours is 3 days. So maybe like a week, 2 weeks. Alright then. We're going to swap these. Fantastic. Masterwork. Those are both specialist. Alright. Also, yeah, that's masterwork for us. Rika. We're going to swap those. What do you have here as a headpiece? We're going to give you that masterwork headpiece as well. You have specialist. So, we have a single masterwork. Over here we have 2 specialists, and there you go. We have only specialist grade there, and only specialist grade here. This is all specialist, not specialist. So, if it's below specialist, we'll swap it. Okay, we'll swap those. And that one's fine. Okay, get rid of that. Yeah. That's going to be better. Then we're going to need to start selling some of the stuff. High grade. So this is 12, 10, 10. There. That's standard grade. This is specialist. Okay, that's masterwork. So that's probably still better than specialist. So 56, 87, 61, and more. But that won't be better than our specialist. We have a high grade there. This one is standard, and that's high grade. So that's going to be better. This is specialist, so we're about as good as we can get there. We're going to swap these out. That's standard, standard, high grade. This is ever so slightly better than that one. Okay, that's standard. Swap those. This is standard. This one's high grade, so it gives a little bit more protection. That's high grade. These are... That's a specialist, so that'll be better. That isn't one of the crab helmets, so we're just going to swap those out. Even if it's not a good one. This one's high grade, that's standard, this is specialist. Standard. We still have any specialist samurai leg plates? We do, we have 2. And we have standard, standard, and standard, so that'll still be better. These would be better than that, though. So that is a benefit. We can get rid of these legs and these leg plates now. We're also going to give them a helmet, even though that would still probably be better. Okay, that's fine. Okay, sounds good. Okay, you. We need... Oh, yeah. Okay, so who has this stuff sitting in their inventories? You do. Okay, cool. Let's go get a bunch of that stuff out of that inventory, shall we? A lot of our dudes are about as beefy as they can get at the moment. So I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to go back over here. So we want to open that up. So that we can then sell all these directly. Because now everybody has one. Now what about these? Yeah, we're going to get rid of these too. Cool. Our dudes are pretty much maxed out. Alright, Beep is over there working. That's good. How's our larder looking? Still pretty good for those guys. Alright, Indomitables. I think we are doing well. What are you making? Crab armor. That's good. Indomitables. Let's go over to the Thieves Guild, where we can at least get some rest. And then we're going to sweep across the top. We can sweep across the top, we can sweep north, or we can sweep south. Either way will work just fine. Okay, those guys aren't even hurt. Or barely hurt. So, let's have... Okay, so Ruka, you go there, and Kang, you go there. Cool. Okay, so everyone's more or less healed up. By now, one of those armors is probably finished. And our understair here. It is specialist grade. Let's go over there. Who doesn't have crab armor? You don't. You got masterwork, but I'm actually going to have you put on that so I don't have to worry about rain. Okay. And let's see. Let's give that to Agnew, I guess. There you go, Agnew. Don't say I never gave you nothing. Okay, so we've got some of the best armor in the game. We have some really nice weapons. We've destroyed the Southern Hive. It's time to sweep across the north and annihilate some of these other guys. So Iraq, we've taken out the dudes in Iraq. If we sweep across the south, that can work for us, but we actually want to make friends with Mr. Simon first. So he's up there. So let's go do that. So being heavily armored is actually more valuable to you than being... being heavily armored is more valuable to you than just having really high toughness. So previous to this, with the Deadland Raiders, I did a lot of like lightly armored katana users. And, well, this actually turned out to be more of an issue than anything else, because they would take a few hits from AoEs and then fall over. Granted, they did have a dex of like 187. They were incredibly powerful, like outrageously, stupidly powerful. But if I were to have one of them try to like fight King, King would eventually hit them a few times, and then they would start taking a lot of damage, and eventually they would fall over. So, but with Fen, he could sit there and fight King for like 5-10 minutes. So, and do more damage overall. So it's just one of those things. If you're very heavily armored, you can take a lot of hits, and sure, you can't really stealth, but who cares? You can move up with... You can move up and just annihilate everyone. Writer comedian can. My life is weird. No wonder they rarely do it. These guys, they laugh like, Okay, so we're going to be cutting across here. We're going to go across the arm of Okran. I wonder what's happened to Okran's shield at this point. Is it now held by the Shek? Or someone else? Or is it just a ruin? Let's see. Over here, this holy farm is controlled by... Ooh. They are the holy farmers. Oh, there's someone. Yeah, holy farmers. Oh yeah, it belongs to the Shek Kingdom. For sure. Okay, so... So yeah, so after you take that, the Shek Kingdom sort of just takes over, and it looks like there isn't much that's changed for a lot of these dudes. So instead of patrols by paladins, they have patrols by 100 guardians now and Shek warriors. And they still are just farmers working as farmers. Things are probably very different. Well, for the farmers, things have not really changed much. This is actually something that happens. This is actually something that happens in real life, by the way. So, this is a little bit more parallel in like antiquity than anything else. So, the idea is this. You have people who are dedicated farmers. They don't really care about fighting. They just want to live their lives and be left alone. Then you have bands of people who are like, say, the Mongols. And they go and they fight people. They go and they attack, they conquer people, and they pretty much feed themselves through tribute. So what this means is, if you're a farmer, and let's say this group of people show up and they're heavily armed, and they walk up and they say, hey, you're going to make food for us. Well, if you say no, they kill a bunch of you. Or they just, beat the crap out of a bunch of you. And they make it very clear that when they say you're going to do it, then you're going to do it. This belongs to the United Cities now. Cool. When they said you're going to do this, the reality was you're going to do it whether you like it or not. So, what do you do then? If your choice boils down to obey or die or be beaten into submission by people who are professional soldiers that you don't really have a chance against if you're not a professional soldier. Professional soldiers, like people who are trained to fight and kill people, are incredibly dangerous compared to your average person. Matsatsu. Let's kill these things, shall we? Fastest battle in history. But, yeah, what would happen in antiquity and the good old days is yeah, there would be the farmers or just the people, maybe they're huntsmen, maybe they are people who just live in an area, miners, what have you. And so they encounter some professional soldiers who show up. And those soldiers say, hey, you're going to be making stuff for us now. And the correct answer to this is yes. Because if you don't, they will conquer you. So you have two choices. If you can't fight something and something shows up, your choice is to either give in or to be annihilated or to be beaten into submission. So, most of the time, most militaries, even in the past, would go for beating you into submission. Or they want you to submit. They don't necessarily want to kill a bunch of tradespeople and farmers, because that actually causes a bunch of problems for you. Opens fist. Well, we're going to go take that out then. So here's the whole shtick. If you're a military force, and you can get these people to make food for you, then you no longer have to have people make food on their own. That makes your life easier. Okay, who's this controlled by? I'm assuming the Okranite dogs. Hey! Hello, you guys. More Ogron! Oh! And everybody dies. But yeah, in the past, people would show up, they would conquer farmers, they would tell the farmers that if they farm and make food for these guys, their conquerors, that they will be protected. That the conquerors will defend them from people who will seek to do them harm and keep them safe and alive. So most farmers, not being soldiers, said that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Maybe after being beaten in submission, but still. The point is, they looked at that, said, yeah, alright, and that was kind of that. And so what would end up happening is some enemy force would come in, they would conquer those people, they would defeat the military of the people who are now there, and then they would take over again, and it would just rinse and repeat. Okay, so who is the leader over here then? And so yeah, this happened throughout history. It just repeated throughout history over and over and over. There wasn't anything that people could do about it. When this has happened, you could look at this in World War II. So we'll say the Prosperity Party, because that's what that symbol stood for. And that's what that Hindu symbol actually stands for. That's what you'll see it used as a joke. I think there was just one show where one of the characters, people put it over his desk. uh, anyway, so as this guy flies around in the sky, so wait, is it yellow? He's just the paladin. So anyway, so that party, as they were conquering people, they would have, one, gotten rid of everyone they didn't like, unfortunately, but two, they would have then eventually, let's say everything stabilized, right? They too, in an area, they would have pretty much, but let's say the war ended and it didn't end the way it did. Let's say that there were truces made and then people got to hold on to some territory here and there. Okay, well, problem. So people get to hold on to territory. We don't really want that group to, but let's say everything stabilizes. What happens now is the farmers go back to work, the manufacturers go back to work, and before long, everything's alright. Everything's normal-ish. Still have horrible injustices happening, but that's kind of just common in almost every country. And what happens is the farmers go back to work. The people who are in charge of... Oh, Inquisitor Lycos. Hello. Then go take him down. Yes, mighty. Oh. Poor Inquisitor. But everyone goes back to work, and eventually later there's another war, and then there's a big battle on that, and then that also eventually comes to an end. And then a big battle on that, and that eventually comes to an end. And another big battle. So, sooner or later, I mean, the farmers keep changing hands. The people who produce the raw product that is needed to fuel an army and a civilization. So, that is inevitable. That just keeps going. Let's have him run back to Bad Teeth. Well, not Bad Teeth, because I'm, like, officially jumped over. unfortunately. Let's have him run back to Stack. If we imported it would swap over, which we'll probably do eventually, but we're not doing it right now. Shek warrior, what do you... Oh. Escaped rebirth slave. Sounds good. Fighting some scrawny cannibals. Get that fighting. As we take this Inquisitor. As we take this Inquisitor over to our good friends and hand him over. Oh, another one, did we? Very nice. Another holy farm. So we're going to get over here. We're going to hand this to our good old Shek buddies. At the end of this, we're going to import just to see. We're going to put people in towns and just import those towns just to see what changes. Because if people dead, stuff should happen somewhat interesting. Stuff will change. Okay, Finn, you don't need to stop. You can keep going. But anyway, we could use the... What is an instance of an area that is contested? I think this is most easily able to be seen with, like, antiquity. So when Rome was this little teeny tiny country, it hadn't taken over the Italian peninsula yet. When they really took off and started to expand and started really taking over all of Italy, they would attack people, they would conquer them, and then they would integrate them to a degree. I'm not sure exactly how it worked in the very, very, very beginning of the day of the Roman nation, but I know that later on they had this habit of they would conquer someone, they would let those people keep all of their beliefs and their customs and everything, so long as they bowed to the cult of Rome and bowed to Rome itself. So in essence, they let the farmers, if you will, or anybody who produces something, they let them live, and they would conquer, they would take out the military if the military fought them, and everything went pretty well. Rome was one of the most successful countries in antiquity for that very reason. If you're a city-state and you see this massive army show up, now they tell you surrender or die. Well, you might be able to hold them off, but then they show up again. And they show up again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And each time you're losing people, and they're seeming to show up with an ever larger army. Like, at a certain point, it's like you start negotiating and suing for peace. And if they can just take you over like that, they're like, alright, whatever. Sounds good. Excellent. Get that money. If they can take you over without fighting you, that'll be great. If they have to take your entire country by force, I mean, they'll enslave and kill everyone, but hey, you know, it's not that bad. You all get to... Well, it is that bad. But, yeah, if you sued for peace afterwards, they probably... And they couldn't and they were having difficulty conquering you, it's probably worth it for them to, like, do it peacefully. The Mongols actually did something similar, by the way. So the Mongols did something, instead of integration, they did tribute. So with the Mongols, when they showed up to your country, and they had this huge army, they put corpses on horses, by the way. Just to make their army seem bigger. But they would show up, they would try to intimidate a country into surrendering and paying them tribute. If the country agreed to this, then The Mongols took their tribute and they left. If they didn't, they would attack. If the country resisted them enough, they would offer terms. The country could either accept them or not, and the battle would continue. So, one way or another, if the Mongols win, they don't really care. They were feared because if they conquered somebody just through force, like no terms really accepted or anything, then they tended to they tended to kill their leaders, the leaders of the defending force, very cruelly. If I remember correctly, one thing that they would do is they would take the leadership of a town, usually like a king, and they would, hold him. I think they would hold him in some way, and then pour like molten gold into his eye sockets or something like that. So not a good way to go. Probably, not great. But that was the way the Mongols spread fear. But if they fought and the Mongols were driven back and they had to come back, they'd probably accept terms. Okay, so let's see. So what you saw there was I had a Holy Nation outlaw targeted, and then they went out of our range, so they disappeared. They ceased to exist. What's this? Just a bunch of paladins hanging out. That's good. Is this... Oh, it's just a bunch of, Thralls, Chosen, and Cannibals. That works. The Arm of Ogren. Now, Bast has a reputation for crashing, so we're going to quick save as we move through Bast. Oh, very nice. The Ravaged Hamlet. See, in this area, Bast, it is contested territory between the former Holy Nation and the United Cities, but also Darkfinger. So it's raided by Darkfinger, the cannibals, Darkfinger and Sikun. Yeah, a lot of these ravaged hamlets. Hello, samurai. And then... Yep, completely annihilated. Do your worst. You guys are bad jokes. Alright, let's go and join with Baja Simon. I think he's around here-ish, but I don't remember for sure. There is Bastion. So if we want to slaughter the cannibals, which, I mean, one of us could probably do at this point. The cannibals mostly use cutting weapons, if I remember correctly. Like, any one of our characters could probably just take out the cannibals. Okay, Father Simon. How are you be? A lot of Hungry Empire peasants live out here. Yeah, there's Father Simon's camp right over there. Let's go over there. Become super best friends with the pirates, with Father Simon, and see what we can do from there. Hello, Father Simon. How's it going? Where is he? Uncle Simon. He got a mouth of dirt. Alright, where is Uncle Simon? I remember that he's not wearing a hat. He could be in the other one. I think that's him. Yep, Boss Simon. And he had an anti-slaver knocking on our shanty door, huh? Well, ain't that a first. Join us. So they sent you to rally us, huh? Well, it took them long enough. I've watched my brothers and sisters die over the years. Lost my own daughter, even. And where the fuck were they? I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry. Emotions got the best of me. Beggars can't be choosers in sands. We'll join the anti-slavers. Aye. How do you plan to attack? My rebels ain't much match for the samurai gate guards. But the peasants, they can help us. They've been oppressed long enough. They're scared. The nobles have got them under control with false security and fear. But if we can shake up the hierarchy, we can get them on our side. The nobles are the ones pulling the strings, ordering the executions, ruling the nation with fear. Take them out of the picture, and we'll have desert-wide riots. We just gotta whittle them down one by one. Lord Yoshinaga is our closest neighbor. Shobutai ought to start falling to pieces without him. With him out of the way. Sandra Bark and Inaba in Stoat help hold the desert together. Then you got Tengu. That we got Tsugi holding the border. South at Storm Gap, Tengu ain't nothing but useless puppet on his own. Gotta take down the whole set of them to truly collapse the Empire. Anti-slavers will be invincible. An anti-slaver ninja like you ought to be a better assassin than us rebels. I've lost a lot of brave heroes who've attempted it. I hope you'll do better. Hope you'll be a better assassin. But if at any point you need more muscle, talk to my rebels. I don't have a lot of them to spare, but together we've got a chance. Alright then. Sounds good. So, the time for annihilation has begun. But I'm gonna go take a piss first. Alright, everyone. Let's go start taking people down. Alright, so, first things first, and also welcome everybody who's in chat. Let's head over here and take out some anti-slavers. I mean, these guys will be such ass when it comes to fighting. Oh, you know what we should do? We should get some Shek warriors to come with us. Except they're going to be mostly around here. So getting them to come all the way out here, it will take a little bit of time. And we really don't need them. Okay, let's go. We're going to head over here and start cleaning these guys out. The distant hive village. These guys are the Western Hive, right? I'm just assuming they are Western Hive. And welcome to the Great Desert. This is actually a fairly nice place to start. It's not that dangerous, even though it can seem really dangerous to new players. And overall, it's pretty nice. Lots of nice vistas out here. It can seem a lot more dangerous than it really is. We have some bandits all around. Huge groups of dudes. What are they? Outlaw farmers. Nice. These guys are starving vagrants. I'm curious, are we able to talk to those outlaw farmers and get them to join us? Who's their leader? They're following leader. That's also following leader. I am so confused. Which one is their leader? They have a different, like, suit of armor on or something. Is he just invisible under the ground? He might just be invisible. And Simon was like, "Yeah, just talk to my patrols. They'll get you taken care of." And then they don't have a leader. Yeah, if it'd be nice if their leader had different, like, gear or something on that made it a bit more obvious who they were. Huh? Oh, there he is. You, come here. Need something? Then, you ready to fight the Empire? Uncle Sam says we're ready? Yeah, I need your help. This is important. Ain't got a choice then, have I? This is for Sam. Let's do it then. Let's go. Having some nice warm buddies. Help us go and fight these dudes will be great. More buddies to catch arrows. Alright, come on guys. You can do it. Their main strength is they will keep the enemy busy. Not that we need them to. Alright, we got these. So we got the slavers. Hello, gents. The Empire remembers all. No mercy for anti-slavers. Alright, full speed. Let's go straight into their faction HQ, wherever it is. Noble House. Inside we go. Well, out here. Charge! Inside. Infiltration! That's right. We're getting ready to infiltrate your body with everything we've got. Kill them. You know, at least they're standing up for a little bit. Doing a decent job fighting. Hello, Lady Connor. I'm kidnapping you. You're mine. Exterminate them! Oh man, there's so many up there. Kill them. They can barely hurt us. Oh no, Winston! Winston got jacked. Right, and like that, the battle is mostly over. As our cute little outlaw farmers try to do stuff. It's baby's first battle. Allah, since you love slaves, I bet you join them. Oh yeah, that was a good joke, huh? What do you... Alright. I guess that person was already banned. Right. Well, is what it is. They got immediately banned. Kill them. Kill everyone. Kill them all. Okay, nice. And like that, almost everyone is dead. Okay, cool. Well, I think I got what I wanted. More outlaw swordsmen coming in. Alright, fantastic. Well, let's leave. Let's head back to Boss Simon and go drop this guy off. Also, guys, don't go and take links like that. I mean, this should be a given. Alright, let's put Winston down. Get everyone taken care of. Excellent work, Outlaw Farmer. I have a feeling most of your friends are dead, though. And let's go to Boss Simon. Let's see. Our strength is 124. So every 40, you can do an extra 10. So we could use a weapon that has a blunt damage of 3 right now, and actually be able to wield it. We're also, yeah, we're getting the maximum benefit too, which is nice. Alright, so we're gonna go hand this person over to Boss Simon, see what happens. Okay, we need to go open that up then. Let's see. Stick them in there. Take that, Connor. Okay, sweet. So we took out Port North, which is probably no longer there, or belongs to someone else. Maybe it belongs to the peasants now. Let's see, nice. We've almost been streaming for 3 hours. Not too bad. Who are these guys? Some samurai? We can't have that now, can we? Okay, so now who controls this? Looks like that fell apart. Only gate guardians. Still belongs to the slave traders. Is there even anybody home? Doesn't look like it. The Empire peasants didn't take this over. Well then. Let's keep going on the periphery then, shall we? Like those slave hunters, they would run up to a tank and like knock on it and be like, "Looks like we got some escaped slaves here," and then they try to climb in and can get there and take it over. Get knocked over and they just run them over. Alright, so... Oh, interesting little tidbit about tanks, by the way. So many tanks, if you were to... So a tank, it's like the weight on its treads, the weight that it's applying on the earth, per, say, I think it's like square foot or square inch, because of how its treads are laid out, is about the equivalent of a human standing. It's just over a greater area. Hello, Samurai Gate Guards. I've heard stories of weak desert kings. Death to our terrorists. To all traitors of the Empire, bring them to ruin. Die. Alright, nice. Slicing those guys, slicing and dicing them. Okay, let's have them once again attack all. No mercy. Die, slaver. Cut them all down, everyone. Cut them all down. Let's see, where's the noble's house? Way over here? Where? Ain't that just something? Ben, not smash, but use strength to tear open the door. We're not strong enough. Ugh, fine. I'll pick the door. Oh, good. We got it open. Hey, guys. Intruder! I have a question. Let's see. That's Empire Hooded Guard. He's pretty good at what he does. Though these other guys are pretty good at what they do. How's your health insurance, guys? Let's go and fight them outside, I guess. Get them. Kill them. Of the Sea of Green. Oh, man. These guys got annihilated. Alright. Lady Shonda? Dio? Take Lady Shonda. Don't let them get away! They've kidnapped Lady Shonda! Oh. And we just ripped them to pieces. Empire Noble Guard. Alright, cool. They don't stand a chance. You'll see, like, some of these guys are taking, like, no cut damage. That's because we barely do any cut damage. Over here, he got hit by something, and it reduced it by a little over 50%, so he has really good armor. We have this one, it's like 89 damage. So that they're not wearing good armor. But they're also going to be hitting us for almost nothing. So there is that. Okay. Alright. So, Dito, you've got Lady Jonda, or whatever her name is. Lady Jaundice. Alright, so what does she have? She has an Edge Type 2 Long Cleaver. That's pretty good. Let's steal her money. Take him out. Let's annihilate them as they get back up.